Oh, hello there. Yes, it's Friday. Thought I'd share this video with you. Annalise Dodds asking some questions of our present glorious leaders. One of the reasons why I think so many Conservative MPs are loath to get rid of Boris Johnson at the moment is because it'll not end a lot of awkward questions about lots of awkward things that have been awkwardly going on in that awkward place which is the Houses of Parliament. Undoubtedly they'll try and hang on to him until May, when the local elections will all be his own fault, and then we can have a new leader and we can all pretend that after 12 years magically we've got a completely new government. We don't. We have the same government that we, broadly speaking, had under David Cameron. And they've been in power for so long, they've got very, 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 very used to lining their pockets. There's an awful lot of vested interests tied up with this current Conservative administration. Let's watch the video and you'll see exactly what I mean.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Randox files published last week, actually published later than the government itself said they would be, which wasn't acknowledged by the Minister just now. They paint a picture of a Conservative government that is simply unfit for office. That Conservative government played fast and loose with public money. It handed Randox a £133 million contract without competition. The Minister talked about every possible step being taken in testing infrastructure. Well, let's remember what happened, Mr. Speaker. Randox tried to requisition equipment from universities, but we now know had to be stopped because of those files that were released. Vital tests in care homes were voided, and 750,000 tests were recalled. The government's response then was to hand them a second contract worth £350 million, again without competition. We now know, Mr. Speaker, that both the Civil Service Chief Operating Officer and the Minister, Lord Agnew, sounded the warning alarm. That Minister said the department was, and I quote, paying dramatically over the odds for Randox's services, but the government ploughed on. So my first question is, why was he ignored? And did the department do as he asked and introduce a competitive tender process by March 2021? There doesn't seem to have been the operation of robust rules that the Minister referred to, or an impartial evaluation. Was that put into place or not? Secondly, there are still no minutes of that crucial meeting on April the 9th, just a rough draft email sent 7 months later. 2 years on, the department can't even explain who was there. Health ministers held, we now know, another 4 meetings that were never declared in the register. So how many more secret meetings were there? Which brings us to Owen Paterson, or as we now know from these papers, he's called OPATS. Really, Mr. Speaker, is there any clearer sign that we're in the twilight days of this government? Sorry, couldn't help it. The files show that this former MP, a paid advocate for Randox, was arranging meetings with the Health Secretary in the division lobby, a place to which only MPs can have access and where it's impossible for civil servants to join them. Hardly the appropriate management of commercial interests that the Minister referred to. So can the Minister explain what was agreed in these discussions, and will she correct her department's claim there was no evidence of any breach of the rules? Thank you.
Yes, there you have it. Not exactly sort of dodgy deals, more kind of, just pure corruption. That's all it is. It's corruption. There's no other word. So what do we do? Well, I think we just carry on making a lot of noise in the background. They'll do their best to ignore it, of course they will. But we do need to carry on making that noise. Anyway, have a lovely weekend. Stay warm.